Throughout history, psychological warfare has been used to manipulate an opponent's beliefs, emotions, and behaviors for strategic advantage. From propaganda campaigns to the use of loud music and eerie sounds, the methods used in psychological warfare have varied widely. In this video, we will take a closer look at some of the most notable psychological warfare operations of the past century. Let's dive right in. Operation Fortitude. During World War II, the Allies launched Operation Fortitude to deceive the Germans into believing that the invasion of Europe would take place in Calais, rather than Normandy. Part of an overall deception strategy codenamed Bodyguard, the operation involved a vast propaganda campaign that included the creation of fake armies and equipment, radio broadcasts, and double agents. The goal was to distract the Germans and keep them focused on the wrong location, while the actual invasion was taking place in Normandy. As part of this campaign, the Allies created fake inflatable tanks, trucks, and other equipment, which were positioned in plain view of German reconnaissance planes. This tactic was effective in convincing the Germans that the Allies had amassed a significant military presence in Calais and caused them to keep large numbers of troops and resources there, even after the Normandy invasion had begun. Joseph Goebbels and Nazi propaganda. Joseph Goebbels, Hitler's Minister of Propaganda, was responsible for shaping the Nazi Party's message and creating a cult of personality around Hitler. Goebbels used a range of tactics to control the narrative and manipulate public opinion, including rallies, speeches, posters, and films. One of the most striking aspects of Goebbels's propaganda campaign was the use of art as a tool of propaganda. Goebbels and the Nazis promoted a specific style of art that they deemed pure and Aryan, and they denigrated other styles of art as degenerate and Jewish. The Nazis organized exhibitions of degenerate art and used them as a tool to rally support for their cultural policies and demonize their enemies. Film was also a particularly important medium for Goebbels, who recognized its potential for mass propaganda. He established a Reich film chamber to regulate the film industry and promote Nazi ideals in cinema. The chamber enforced strict censorship and controlled all aspects of film production, including content, distribution, and exhibition. Operation Wandering Soul. Psychological warfare was a crucial aspect of the Vietnam War, and the US military utilized a range of tactics to demoralize the enemy and gain the upper hand. One of the most interesting PSYOPs campaigns was Operation Wandering Soul, also known as Ghost Tape No. 10. This program involved playing eerie recordings of Vietnamese ghosts and spirits over loudspeakers in the jungle at night, with the intention of playing on the superstitions of the Viet Cong soldiers and creating a sense of dread and unease among them. The recordings featured the voices of actors speaking in Vietnamese and included sounds of ghostly wailing and crying. They were meant to suggest that the spirits of dead Viet Cong soldiers were haunting the living and that their souls would be tormented forever unless they surrendered and joined the South Vietnamese government. The impact of Operation Wandering Soul is not entirely clear, with conflicting reports on its effectiveness. While some accounts suggest that it had a demoralizing effect on the Viet Cong, others suggest that it had little impact on the outcome of the war. Operation Nifty Package. During the 1989 U.S. invasion of Panama, U.S. forces employed a range of tactics to capture dictator Manuel Noriega. One of the most intriguing tactics used was a psychological warfare program that utilized loud music to disorient Noriega and break his will. The operation, known as Operation Nifty Package, involved surrounding Noriega's hideout with loudspeakers and blasting music at high volume around the clock. The music genres used included rock, heavy metal, and rap, chosen for their aggressive and disorienting qualities. The goal was to create a sensory overload that would make it harder for Noriega to think and resist, ultimately forcing him to surrender. As a result, Noriega's resistance was broken, and he eventually surrendered to the US forces. The tactic was part of a broader psychological warfare strategy that the US military employed during the invasion, aiming to create a sense of psychological vulnerability in Noriega and his troops. This approach weakened their resolve and paved the way for a successful capture by the US forces. So, what are your thoughts on these unconventional psychological warfare strategies? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content.